Thanks for coming in. My name's Ryan Handel. I'm the co-founder, CEO of FIXE, a automated, streamlined bookkeeping service specific for restaurants. So today I wanted to take a moment and talk about what pissed me off so much that I felt the need to start FIXE, right? And there are three main things that really pissed me off. One was the price I was paying for my bookkeeping with my own restaurants. Two was the lack of technology or how antiquated the industry was. And then three was just transparency. So let's start with first, pricing, right? I had about 4 or 5 restaurants in Los Angeles. I was paying about $1,500 a month for my bookkeeping and accounting. And that's a lot of money when you're only doing about $1 million a year per restaurant, right? So I'm paying close to $6,000 a month. That's about $72,000 a year. And that ended up being a big chunk of change that I wanted to cut back. And so, okay, there's got to be a more efficient, streamlined way of doing this. That led me to item number 2, technology, right? Back in 2018, 2019, our industry, the restaurant industry, had historically been an antiquated industry. There wasn't a lot of technology in order to assist with operating your restaurant, operating the bookkeeping. And this is when some cool software started to come out. And at that moment, I found a cool software called Plate IQ or Automate, and I could streamline the processing of invoices. And when I went to my bookkeeper and said, hey, I'm going to save you all this time and money, and I want to use this software, he said,
that's great, but you're going to have to pay for it, and I'm not going to reduce my price.
And at that, I was like, what the hell? I was like, I'm doing all this for you and you don't want to reduce your price? So that's when I was like, I got to take this over. I met my partner, Scott. We brought everything into QuickBooks Online, and I had everything at my fingertips. I had the technology. I could play around with all the software, and I was all of a sudden doing my own bookkeeping with a few minutes a day of work. And at that moment, I realized that technology had a lot to play in order to streamline this and make it easier on the operator. The last thing was transparency. And the bottom line is I hated every time I needed something, I had to reach out to the bookkeeper. I was like, why can't I just log into QuickBooks or find out the information for myself? And they were like,
we got to prepare it. We got to figure it, we got to get it ready for you.
I was like, okay. So eventually I wanted to look at my balance sheet, and the owner of the bookkeeping service said,
hey, you know what? You could wipe your ass with a balance sheet. It doesn't make that much of a difference.
I was like, what are you talking about? That's how your business survives. That's how you know how well you're doing. And at that moment, I was like, okay, this is not the right bookkeeper for me. And so when I went into QuickBooks Online, I had the other softwares coming into it. I realized that I could have access on any device at any point in time, and we could start providing this for other restaurants. And anytime another restaurant wanted to access their P&L or access their balance sheet, they didn't have to call us. It was ready and available to them. And now with FIXE, there's a restaurant-specific portal, so they don't have to go into QuickBooks Online. They can get specific reporting that is detailed for the restaurant industry, and they don't have to fumble around all of the softwares. They get it from one point and click with our own dashboard. I hope you enjoyed this. I wanted to share a little bit of kind of behind the scenes of how we started FIXE. If you have any questions or if you think what I was saying is full of crap, please put a comment down below, like and subscribe. Hope to see you again soon. Thanks.